Lori here. I'm back. I just want to say that I did wind up returning from ALA. It was a really, really fun weekend. School is officially over, sort of. I have to go to work tomorrow because it's a teacher work day. I don't understand why. Um, but I also am going to a book event tomorrow. I know. And I'm going to Aruba on Saturday. So I plan on getting a lot of content for you guys out this week before I go on my trip because I just want a week of relaxing in the beach and the sand. Super excited about that. I did wind up finishing Melt With You by Jennifer Dugan. Really, really like that one, quite a bit. It was really, really fun. It was the perfect read for the summer. It follows these two girls, Fallon. I'm finishing The Tea Dragon Tapestry, which I had to read for a book that has a golden retriever character. I didn't really know what that meant, but I took a lot of the tea dragons in the Tea Dragon Society to remind me of golden retrievers, especially not Ginseng. There was another one, Manette's little character. I thought that she reminded me a lot of a golden retriever. So the next prompt is to read for 2 hours as if you're a mood reader, which works so well because I just got back from ALA and I have a lot of books that are high on my TBR. So one is Winston Choo and the Whimsies by Stacey Lee. And the other is These Vicious Graces by Emily Thayer. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this book, read it for 2 hours, and if I'm not feeling it, I'll pick up this book. I do have to go to work tomorrow. I'm more cleaning all day, but I do want to make some progress. I also am picking up a book tomorrow from the bookstore that I'm going to, and I might do some book shopping. We'll see. I know, I just literally have 1,000 books. But there's one that I wanted to get anyway because I want to take it on vacation with me. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start Winston Choo versus the Whimsies and see how far I get. Again, this comes out a really, really long time from now, but it's one of my highly anticipated reads. So I'm going to pick this one up, pick this one in my bag, and I will see you guys if I have made any significant progress before I head to bed for the night because I have to work tomorrow. I might stay up a little bit later. We'll see. But this week knocked me out. I'm exhausted from this weekend, so I probably won't stay up that late. But tomorrow I might. So, because it's the first real night of summer. This is a fake night of summer because I still have to go to work tomorrow. So, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Lori here. I'm back. It was a crazy day. Yesterday was my last physical day of school. We had the kids. We said goodbye. It was a weird day. It didn't really feel like summer. We left that day and it was pouring raining. And then we had to come back today and we had to clean, and I have been putting off cleaning these 2 rooms that I have in the back of my space because they're just messy and I could not do it by myself. So I kidnapped Para. Kidnapped her. I borrowed her for the whole day and she was amazing, and we did one whole room and got rid of a bunch of stuff in my other room, just stuff crazy that was everywhere. So that was really, really helpful. I also went to the event for the Dream Runners. I think it's by the same author that wrote The Star Daughter. That was super fun. It was a nice way to kick off summer. And I read about 69 pages in Winston Choo by Winston Choo versus the Whimsies. This is for the Be a Mood Reader challenge, and I literally just got this from ALA, and it wasn't on a TBR because I didn't know I was going to get it. So that's for me as being a mood reader. This whole month I've been a mood reader because I literally was doing a reading challenge and I had to go by prompts. I'm still not done at all with any of the prompts, but I'm hopeful that I will make some progress this week when I'm home. I have to, tomorrow is a very, a start of summer day. I have to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow. I gotta pack. I gotta sort of figure out what I want to do this summer. I gotta download a bunch of audiobooks and stuff like that because I'm going to Aruba next week, or Saturday actually. So you're probably not gonna see a vlog next week because I'll be home late, but you'll have videos, I hope. But yeah, my goal is to read a little bit more of this and maybe finish that challenge and just, so I can call that done. And then tomorrow is my first official day of summer. My first official day of summer will probably be Thursday. So I could do my morning routine and all that other stuff. So that is my plan. I literally walked 20,000 steps and my feet are on fire and really, really hot. But yeah, my plan is to relax, read a little bit before bed. I'm trying to get into the habit of reading 30 minutes before bed. So that is the plan, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow unless I do a lot of updates and able to finish this, but we'll see. Bye, friends. I did wind up reading a little bit more last night of Winston Chu, so I'm up to page 92 in this. It's really, really cute. You basically follow this character named Winston Chu, obviously, and he lost his dad recently. His dad was killed to friendly fire in Iraq. He's sort of living with his mom and his two little sisters in this apartment, and he sort of inadvertently stops a robbery at a shop, and he is gifted the first two things that he touches, and it's a dustpan and a broom. And that sort of caused a lot of controversy in his house. Things start going missing, and he has to go on an adventure with some friends to save it. I just love the Rick Riordan Present books. They're always so fun. They're always so whimsy. It's a perfect read to kick off summer. So I'm going to make some progress on this. But I also, because I'm doing a reading challenge, I also finished the Tea Dragon Tapestry, which was the prequel. Oh, no. Sorry. I finished the Tea Dragon Tapestry earlier in this week. And then I just finished the Tea Dragon Festival, which is like a prequel series to the little duology that I just read. Very, very cute. It gave you an origin for the two main characters in that book, so I really, really like that. But I think I'm going to go back and read this. I am heading to Aruba in a couple of days. I just want to relax. It's my first day of summer. I have a cute puppy to keep an eye on, so I'm going to do that, and I'll update you guys when I read maybe about 50 more pages of this, and I'll give you a check-in. Quite a new background. I did wind up filming a couple of videos this morning and, doing all that. But last night I did wind up getting up to page 177 in Winston Chu and the Whimsies. It's a really, really fun read. It has just a lot of fun elements. I really do love my middle grade stories, but I love that this is a nice classic Chinese myth story. I also like that it has a friend dynamic. It has him trying to save his baby sister. It also does deal with grief because he is dealing with the loss of his father. I'm really liking it. I hope to tackle the rest of it today. I am at the tail. It is the last day of the month. So my plan for today is to finish this book, play with my puppy, maybe go for a bike ride, and then I will hopefully make some more progress on reading. I'm leaving for Aruba in a couple of days, which I'm super excited about, and I will talk to you guys when I make some more progress. Bye, friends. Do another quick check-in. Sorry if you hear my puppy in the background or my dad. They're over there. I did wind up getting up to page 200 in Winston Chu versus the Whimsies. I'm really liking this book. It's very, very fun, very, very engaging, very, very quick. It does a fun take on Chinese mythology, but I also just it's a male main character, which we don't get enough of. I think Rick Riordan Present has a nice balance. I just really like the adventure in this story, and it's really, really cute. So I'm going to read another 50 pages and see how far I get, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's also having a lot of friendship dynamic stuff, and it's also having a lot of dynamics with the family, and he's trying to save his sister, which is very reminiscent of a couple of the other books that I've read, but that's a very similar trope in middle grade, trying to save a sibling. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm about 200 pages in. This book is about 360 pages overall, but I hope to make some more progress today. I want to go for a bike ride later. I have to film a video tomorrow too. I might film it tonight, we'll see, but I was playing with the puppy all day. That's why my hair's a little bit of a mess, because I was chasing her around the yard. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch a few more booktube videos, and I will talk to you guys when I read another 50 pages, and we'll check in. Bye, friends. I'm back. It is about 2 o'clock. I did wind up going for a bike ride and just relaxing a little bit. I also read to page 250 in Winston Chu versus the Whimsies. I'm really liking it. There's a more prevalent element because not only has his sister been kidnapped, but something is happening to his sister in where she's affecting the family, which I think is super interesting. But there's also a lot about him dealing with his grief about his dad, and that kind of is very, very prevalent. But there also is a lot of elements that remind me of just the magic and mystery and adventure stories and mythology stuff that really was prevalent in Percy Jackson. There's a lot of elements that remind me of that book series a lot, and I'm loving it. Very, very fun read. I think that the elements of Chinese folklore and Chinese myths are really infused throughout the whole story, and I'm really enjoying that quite a bit. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to go read a little bit more. I want to watch a couple more videos, honestly, but I also really want to rewatch one of my true crime true crime things. I don't know what I'm in the mood for, but I'm going to listen to a few more videos while the puppy is sleeping because she is very distracting. She's very, very cute. I love her. But watching videos with her is really, really hard. So I'm going to watch a little bit more, read a little bit more of Winston Chu, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. I'm back. It's about 3 o'clock. I think I'm going to go for a walk. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 300 in my book, Winston Chu versus the Whimsies. We're getting right towards the tail end of the story. I think it has about 60 more pages left. Really liking it. I think we're getting to the climax of the story, and it's also just wrapping up. I think as the story has gone on, it's sort of progressed, like how many characters are really involved. I'm excited to see how the story wraps up and curious to see like how the story just progresses and wraps up. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's really, really cute, and it's just enjoyable. This doesn't come out until next year, but it was the one book I really wanted to read, and that was a prompt I had, like, what was be a mood reader, what do you want to read? So this is the one I picked up. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I have to sort of look at my TBR books and sort of see if I want to do an ebook for my plane first or not. I might also pick up these Vicious Graces. I don't know. So that's what I'm moving. But I'm going to go for a walk while I have a little bit of time. And the puppy's not sort of occupied because my dad is working later, so I have to watch her in the evening. So I'm going to go for a walk while I can. My goal is to do 10,000 steps every single day of summer break. So, yeah. But I'll talk to you guys probably when I've wrapped up Winston Chu. I'm going to pick something to listen to. I don't know what that is. I have like a couple of options. So, bye friends. Hey friends, I'm back from Aruba. I had such a good time. I read a ridiculous amount of books. It was really, really relaxing. I basically spent a week on the beach, and it was just super fun. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of like finish out this reading vlog because it didn't go as long as I wanted. Last week was so chaotic, the week leading up to going to Aruba, because I went to ALA. I still haven't put my books away, but they are behind me. And then I like ended school, and then I immediately went to Aruba, so I really didn't have any time to sort of organize anything. I really haven't planned anything yet, so. But I did want to say that I'm in the middle of listening to The Rose Code by Quinn. I've always wanted to read a historical fiction book by her, and this one has been really interesting so far. So it's like two timelines. The first timeline takes place in the 1940s during the war, and you have these three girls that are sort of working as code breakers, I guess is what women did during the war. And then it flashes forward to 1947 when one of the girls is in a sanitarium, and she sort of reaches out for help, thinking that one of the people that they have worked with in the past has been giving information to the Russians, and they have to sort of team up to work together. But it's a really, really quick read, and I'm really enjoying it. But I had a really, really great time. I just got home. My puppy is like so excited because I'm back. She's like jumping on me before, which is really, really exciting. But what I think I'm going to do, because I really haven't worked out for a week, I think I'm going to go for a bike ride and just sort of adjust and relax. My goal is to sort of catch up on YouTube videos today. That's my goal. I have to take care of the puppy later because my dad has to go to work. And then tomorrow, as I'm taking care of the puppy, I'm going to sort of prep my summer, because I have a good month before I go away again, and then I'm home for the rest of the summer. I'm just going to Universal for a week, basically. Maybe 3 days to going to Universal. I'm going to a convention too. But it was really, really fun. I'm so happy I got tanned. I'm peeling like all over my shoulders. But that is what happens when you go into direct sunlight. But I'm going to go for a bike ride before the puppy wakes up. Maybe go read in the park for a little bit. Maybe make some more progress. Right now I'm on page 340. I know it's going to get really interesting because like the two timelines are going to collide at one point. And there's betrayal on the horizon. So, but I really am liking this. It's very, very interesting, and I'm glad that I picked it up. It was one of my buy one get one free books, or buy one get one 50% off. So that was my goal, to try to read as many of them as I can. Some of them I'm saving for when I go to Universal and Disney, but I will talk to you guys when I'm back from my bike ride, hopefully with some reading updates and some listening updates. So bye friends. Different angle because the puppy gets super nervous if she can't see me. She's sitting over there in the dark. She's trying to rest. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 400 about In the Rose Code. I'm really enjoying this book. It's definitely like has elements of a quieter historical fiction. I'm not the biggest fan of like war stories. I struggle with them a little bit. But this is more about the espionage and the women in the war, and there is a lot of like stuff happening in the story that I don't really think I've connected until like I'm now reading it. But I also like the dual timeline of it all. I'm really curious how the present is going to sort of like become a little bit more prevalent, because right now we only get like a chapter and then it goes back to the past. So I'm curious, like, what leads to the present, if that makes sense, like how we got to where we are and then what happens at the very end. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a very, very quick read once I sit down and read it. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I haven't chosen a new audiobook yet. I think I'm going to take today and tomorrow and just sort of catch up on my podcast, because I have quite a few that I just didn't wind up listening to. So I have to do that, and I have to catch up on a few weeks of a podcast that has to do with a book and stuff like that. So, but my goal for today is to maybe make some progress on this and maybe finish it. And then I'm probably going to wrap up this reading book. But this is my first Kate Quinn book that I'm reading, and I'm really enjoying it. I have the Alice Network that I would also like to read, and it's just really, it's very, very rich characters, but also set in like a historical war time period. But it's sort of a book that I like to read, which is like the quieter stories. Like, there are war elements to the story, but the three main characters aren't involved in the war. They're just sort of affected by it. I also love like the espionage element and like the code breaking. That's really, really fun as well. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading, and when I get up to page 450, I'll give you guys an update. Right now it's about 3 o'clock, so I hope to maybe make some more progress. I also listened to the Nexium audiobook written by India Oxenberg, so I would like to like rewatch the documentary, and I was rewatching the Nexium one before I went to Aruba. I know there's a lot of other stuff I want to watch, but I'm just in the mood. And I'm watching a documentary, The Girl in the Picture, on Netflix right now, so very, very interesting. I really do like true crime. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. At 12:02, I can barely ever sit on the ground because of the puppy, but she's feeding right now, so maybe I'll get to read for a little bit more. I am rewatching the Nexium documentary just because I listened to the audiobook over my vacation, so I want to see a visual representation of it if I can. I did wind up getting up to page 500 in The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. I'm really liking it. One of my favorite characters is definitely Beth. She's a little bit in a troublesome situation right now. It's very interesting. I'm really enjoying it. I really want to pick up the Alice Network next. That's the next one I would like to pick up by this author, but really interesting, really fun. Three very different female characters, which I like. And even though it is giving like a lot of historical stuff, like it's doing it in a very digestible way, which I do like. And sometimes I struggle with historical fiction in that way, but really I'm liking it. And I like the mystery that's sort of pushing the story forward. I love that there's definitely a clear end to the story, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to read about 50 more pages of this. I hope to finish this book today because I want to start another reading vlog for the summer. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit when I've read a little bit more. Bye, friends. My puppy is sleeping, but I don't have a blanket because she keeps stealing my blankets. That's okay. But I did want to say that I do have one episode left of my Nexium documentary, which I'm really enjoying. It's a rewatch. And I did get up to page 553 in The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. It's definitely getting to the point where like now it's fully in the present. And I'm really liking it. I really like the diversity of the characters that we had, the female leads. And it's just a very interesting read set like in 1940s and 1947, and it also was in the backdrop of the marriage of Prince Philip to Queen Elizabeth, so like that is in the background because one of Elsa was a girlfriend of Prince Philip before he got married, and that's just like interesting because that's like sort of like the timeline leading up to the wedding is in the present, but I'm really enjoying it. Like I definitely want to add the Alice Network to my TBR. I think I own it somewhere, but this one's really, really good. I'm really glad that I picked it up. It was, as you could see from Barnes & Noble, on the buy one, get one 50% off table, and I was picking up a couple for my trip. Really enjoying it. I'm going to read about 50 more pages and then give you guys another update. By then, I should have finished my Nexium documentary, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. It is about almost 6 o'clock, but I did wind up reading up to page 600 in The Rose Code. We are right at the tail end of this story. It is really becoming a book that I'm loving. I think the structure of this story, I think the complexity of the characters, I think the mystery, the dual timeline, how it is not so info dumpy. Sometimes when I read historical fiction, I feel like it's very, very info dumpy. But this book also had a very balance between being a quieter historical fiction, but having some very, very real war consequences, but also having elements of actual war, like war happening in the background. I'm really liking it. The mystery element of who is the traitor really did keep this book progressing for me, and just really, really captivated me from page 1. And I probably wouldn't have read it this fast, but I was on vacation, so I read it a good chunk. So I'm gonna go. I'm rewatching this other Nexium documentary. Just in a mood for Nexium. I don't know why. It's just fascinating to me. Former psychology major here. So I'm going to go read about, probably wrap this book up, and then I'm going to probably wrap up this reading vlog because I want to do a different reading vlog for this week, for my first week of really summer. So I'm going to go finish this, and then we'll chat about what I read in this whole reading vlog. And I will mention the books I read in Aruba, even though those will be in my reading wrap up probably next week. Wrap up this reading vlog. So I just finished The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. I really liked it. The first Kate Quinn book I've ever read, and it was a really nice one. Like, really amazing. Probably going to be a 5-star read. Really digestible as not historical fiction, but also really interesting. I also read the author's note at the end, which gave more credence to this, and I just really enjoyed it. So this was like a weird reading vlog because Aruba happened in the middle of it, but during this reading vlog, I finished reading this and Winston Chute and the Whimsies, which is an ALA read. And then when I went to Aruba, I read 6 books, but I'm going to talk about that in my wrap up, which I'm going to do next week. But I did read 2 books in this reading vlog. I'm going to do some themed reading vlogs going forwards. So if you have any topics you want me to do in my themed reading vlogs for the summer, let me know. Because I have a lot of time and I can probably film them in like a quicker fashion rather than doing a reading vlog every 2 weeks, which is what has been happening. So if you have any topics for a reading vlog you'd like to see me do, please comment below. I would love to do it. I have a couple for my next couple of topics, but I would love to do more themed reading vlogs for the summer while I have the time and content to do it. So I'm going to go start my next one, kind of prep myself for this week because I literally don't have anything prepped and I like to have stuff prepped. The puppy's going for her walk, so I'm going to go start my next reading vlog and I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know in the comments what is your first read of the summer. This, I guess, is my first official read of the summer because I'm home and relaxing, but I would love to hear yours in the comments. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, friends.